very much. Appreciate the opportunity of being where enthusiasm is demonstrated in a quantifiable way by the large number of people that have turned out here to hear Senator Rand Paul. And thank you very much, Rand, for coming to Iowa again. And thank you very much for being a senator of principle and fighting for those principles and standing on those principles and not being afraid to stop it even for 13 hours at a time. Well, you heard Congressman King and our state chairman speak about the senatorial election coming up. So I hope that this once-in-a-generation opportunity we have of maybe having 2 Republican senators in the United States Senate, and that's only happened 4 out of the years that I've been in the United States Senate, of doing that again. So if I, tonight, as well as the next 18 months, concentrate on that issue, I hope you understand that it's something I'd really like to have you join in this effort to do, to get a Republican senator from Iowa, so my vote, it will not be canceled, as is rightly stated. The basis for my concern about this, and that concern goes directly to everything you're concerned about. What's the future of our country? You know our model for our state, you know it. Our liberties we prize, our rights we will maintain. And that's just like our shared values of Iowa's Republican Party. Life, liberty, the right to keep and bear arms, individual prosperity, or you might say just honor what our constitutional writers had in mind. Uphold the Constitution of individual liberty. A government, a constitution written to protect us from a government that people in 1787 knew that they couldn't trust because of what King George brought to the colonies. We have that freedom, and it's our job to maintain it. So we have this opportunity, once in a generation, to seize a historic moment. It's our destiny as Republicans to put an end to Washington's overreaching, and that overreaching is probably more of a problem than even the overspending. You know, we're facing another federal train wreck in just 5 months, when on September the 30th we'll be hitting a debt ceiling and face either default or government shutdown. And remember, this president added $6 trillion to our national debt. So Washington is long, long overdue to get its fiscal house in order, and getting rid of a liberal U.S. senator and getting us a Republican senator will go a long ways to change that. We know that these stopgap spending measures and the sequester hysteria is a colossal leadership failure. And remember, that sequester idea came directly from the White House, and now they don't want to own it, yet they want to complain about it. So that brings me back to where we started. Iowa needs another advocate in the United States Senate, and winning Iowa's open seat for the first time in a generation will get us back on the right track. And speaking of train wrecks, and Congressman King made this very clear, there's even a bipartisan coalition in Washington calling the implementation of Obamacare that train wreck. my friend of the other party, Senator Baucus, is retiring because he's so fed up with the possibility of this thing being a train wreck. And he spoke of it, as you know, the quote, when the Secretary of HHS was before our committee. He said its implementation is going to be a bombshell or a train wreck, but that's the bombshell that he left. It's a shame that a train wreck even left the station a couple years ago, as Congressman King has made very clear. In fact, I found out the hard way how you can't trust this president. And that was on August the 5th, 2009, after we had been negotiating some on health care. He called 6 of us to the White House, 3 Democrats and 3 Republicans. And that's after 9 months of trying to do something in a negotiated way. And he said to me, would you be willing to be 1 or 2 or 3 Republicans to help us get a bipartisan bill passed? And I said no, because we were working real hard for all those months to try to get something that would pass the Senate 80 or 90 votes. And I said you can ask Senator Baucus that. You know, I used to get phone calls from him, even on my cell phone. He hadn't called me once since then. And do I care? No, I don't care. Obamacare takes bigger bites out of our paycheck, and obviously is going to get between the patient and the doctor and destroy that relationship. It's more important than ever that a Republican Senate majority is there to do what Obamacare doesn't do. You know, Obamacare didn't legislate, it delegated. 1,693 delegations of authority for the Secretary to write regulation. You think you can read that 2,700-page bill and understand it? No, you can understand it, yes, but you don't know what it does until those 1,693 pages of regulations get read, and you know there's only a few dozen of them written yet, and there's 19,000 pages that stack up 7 feet high, so you don't really know how it affects you yet. So, you know, this all boils down to who do you want to make decisions affecting your wealth, health, and security. Do you want an elected representative of the people, or do you want some faceless bureaucrat? Now that's the key difference between Republicans and Democrats in the Congress. We think people know best. They think Washington knows best. We believe in representative democracy. They believe in dictatorial democracy. That's what bureaucrats do.